We don't have anything to customize because we're brand new. You're about to start a game at Introduction. This difficulty level provides an introduction for players who are new to deck builders. I'm gonna skip this, which might ultimately cause my downfall. This game is pretty difficult at times, especially early before you've unlocked anything. But I don't want it to just spam me with basic card builder mechanics. So we're gonna start at level 1.
You're a bounty hunter. You escaped a life of indentured labor.
You guys gotta let me know if
the
the audio is good too.
Debt dodgers. The work has earned you your freedom, if not any friends. Now you're back home for the first time in 10 years.
I love the art.
But freedom comes with its own dangers, and making a living in Havaria won't be easy. Here, the gangs are feral, the law enforcement are corrupt, and the people are treated like chattel, indebted to merciless criminals. Criminals like Cassio, the ruthless debt broker who sold you to the Derricks in the first place. But now, Cassio's grip has weakened, and there's a bounty on her head too rich to ignore. You'll die before you go into debt again, and so will she, if you have your say.
Yo, what up, Schneider?
Your first
Welcome in,
stop
buddy.
is a dive called the Grog and Dog, where an old friend will help you get your revenge, provided you can prove yourself.
Groggendog is an outstanding name for a little hole in the wall. At first sniff, the Groggendog smells like stale hops and dried blood. The Groggendog, a homey but modest bar owned by Fish. That's this patron here. Is this a story click game? No, this is a card battler. You'll see in a second. We'll get into some stuff pretty quick that'll show you how the game functions. But this one's wild. Well, look what the tide dredged up. Fish, by the holy brine, I'd tear up if I weren't dead inside. Fish is a Jake's bartender. Fish loves you. She was friends with your parents. You guys will see as we play, there's like all these character kind of relationships that form everything. It's very neat. It's damn good to see you looking well. You have a plan to get on your feet? I do. That bounty on Cassio. How do we... Forget it. You might have grown up strong, but you ain't that strong. Cassio is the Sparks Baron freelancer. Cassio hates you. She betrayed your family and now views you as a threat. But that's not going to stop you from trying, is it? If you want a chance at surviving this, you better make yourself some friends fast. I can help with that. I knew I could count on you, Fish. I love Fish's one bionic eye. So cool. We'll get the full backstory here. I think maybe, especially this first night, we're gonna do a lot of the side conversation just so that we can kind of learn as much as we can about the world. We're gonna ask about Havaria. That's the town we came home to, a largely unsettled continent on the western side of the Hessian Sea. How be in my bearings? It's been a long time since I was last in Havaria. Yeah, it's dirty and broken, like always. If debt brokering was bad when you were a kid, it's worse now. Half the population is indentured, and them's that hold the contracts sell to pay off their own. No wonder customs was so uptight on my way back in. Must be a lot of fraud. Mods, if you could ban that advertiser, that would be lovely. Man, Schneider, Johnny on the spot about it. That ain't the half of it. The Admiralty is pushing for an official annex. The Admiralty is the Deltrian Admiralty, the military force occupying Murder Bay. I'd live in a place called Murder Bay. I'm sure that wouldn't be discomforting. They want to make everyone a real Deltrian citizen, with papers and everything. The most powerful nation in the world, located on the mainland across the sea. It is always satisfying to shut them down, Schneider. I 100% agree. In Havaria? You're joking. They say it'll stop illegal debt brokering. Now anyone with a hand in labor contracts is real ornery, from the poor to the powerful. You can imagine the reaction. I can. We're going to ask about this annex they're trying to accomplish. The annex can't be a popular move. Most people come here to get away from the Admiralty. It ain't. Both the spree and the cult are in arms about it. The spree because they're criminals, the cult because they profit off the labor more than anybody. So the spree are a loosely organized crime collection of bandits, crime rings, and illegal debt brokers, and the cult, the dominant religion in Havaria, it's the cult of Hesh, the dominant religion in Havaria, whose adherents worship Hesh, an abyssal jellyfish god. Yo, what up, Jukebox? Welcome in, buddy. Hope you're having a good night. No need to tell me that. Card Shark's here as well. My goodness, full house. I love it. The cult's holding a big shindig in a few days. Their usual wheeling and dealing in the name of the divine. Word is, the Admirality's going to use it to make their proposition. Mandatory citizenship. It's going to need to be a mighty good pitch to convince the cult. And I wouldn't put it past the spree to set fire to the whole affair if they can. Foosh casts a dour eye over the bar, like it's a garden on the near side of winter. Suffice it to say, kid, tensions are real high. You'd be smart to keep your head down instead of looking for trouble. I heard this game's pretty... Yo, Venom, I really enjoyed it. I've not beaten it. I played it much earlier in early access. But man, the guys at Klei don't mess around. Most of their stuff is fire. Jukebox with the resub. That's a 2-month resub. Thank you so much, my friend. So what do I owe you for this, fish? Cut of my takings? Hesh no. I left my bounty hunting days behind me. I owed your parents once. I don't like leaving debts unsettled, even to dead folks. They were decent people, Sal Fallon. Watch you don't end up like them. You know, even when you pay off the debts, the Derek still owes your name. I'm an Ick Derek now, or so they tell me. Derricks are both the offshore Lumen platform and the indentured laborers who work there. An Ick Derek is the surname given to all indentured workers consigned to the cult's offshore Lumen Derricks. So like Sal was sold essentially into slavery as a kid, and even though she worked up enough to pay off her own debt and free herself, when you get sold into the Derricks, they strip you of your actual lineage. So her name is now Sal Ick Derek. That's some messed up bladder act though. Yeah. Man, I meant to tell you, I changed to an i9-10 core. Oh, nice. So you're going to do a smaller case. I think that's probably a better idea for that build, because the case, you don't want, it's kind of contradictory, but sometimes if you have too big a case, you don't get the airflow you want. So I think you'll wind up better off. That's awesome. Let's find out what we can about Casio, our mark. You lined up work for me real fast. You some kind of mover here? Nah, I just know people, and people know me. You don't need to go after Casio, kid. I have enough work to keep you busy. I spent my childhood in a lumen pipe because of her, and now she's worth more money than either of us can count. Lumen, a biofuel harvested from the ocean floor, monopolized by the cult of Hesh, and harvested by indentured labor. And she's more dangerous than either of us can figure. You go after her, and she'll clap back with a knife for each kidney. I may have extras to spare, but you only got 2. I worked off a lifetime's debt in 10 years just so I could get back here and settle the score. If you were my friend, you wouldn't be telling me to drop it. Oh, Hesh, that ain't what I meant. You know it ain't. I'll give you a roof, a bed, and at least one good meal a day. You live your life the way you want. It's yours. I'll pay you back. I know. Let's get you to work. Link it again on Gilded. Sweet. Yeah, awesome. I'd love to take another look. I look at your build, and basically it's like the closest I get to daydreaming about my own new build. Let's get some work from Fush. I got people in my pocket who owe me a favor. Tog the Knuckle, Feldspar, and Eckel. They're easy people to find. So Tog is a spree thug, Feldspar's an Admiralty patrol leader, and Eckel's a civilian laborer. Okay. Tell them I sent you, and they can settle their tabs by giving you work. Get that done, and I'll get you a plate of popped ocean eyes on the house. A domesticated giant snail used for food transport and entertainment. Ooh, love me some popped ocean eyes. Bless your warty hide, fish. I'll hold you to that. It is going to be a fun build. Let's see. So where this game starts to get interesting as you go through a run is that everything you do is going to impact the relationships you have with the people that are living here in Murder Bay. And so what winds up happening is if I'm not careful, you can have some snowballing effects where like I don't make enough enemies, I don't make enough crossroads and inroads to like have allies at my back. I don't level up, I don't have the equipment I need. So it's kind of a feeling out process. So Tog the Knuckle has a package ready at Trusty's Outfitting, which is going to be a negotiation battle. Feldspar is looking for a business partner, and that's going to be battle and negotiation. This could get me a card. Okay. Remove a card, bonus card, and some money. We're gonna go and do the mission with Feldspar because I want to get both a feel for battle and negotiation to remember how to play. So we'll check that out. So all of these characters are potentially interactable. This is where the roguelike comes into effect for the game. The campaign of SAL trying to get to Cascio and bring in her bounty is always the same, but the players that play change. So like I can start to get these guys on my side. If you look, they're patrons. I can probably buy them a drink. We don't have a ton of shills right now though. So we're gonna hold off on some of that. I think we're gonna start by just talking to our patron. This game's art is really interesting. It reminds you of Rick and Morty. It has that same kind of like, it's definitely highly cartoon, but has enough detail to like resemble realism. So I can kind of see where you're coming from with that. Feldspar has a reputation for fixing difficult problems when he's not making problems more difficult first. So we can learn a little bit about him. Admiralty, he's neutral towards us, and right now he's drunk. Keep on the good side of the Admiralty, and your livelihood will benefit all the more for it. So he's got an opportunity for me. Hey, you want to make some money? I got a great opportunity, but there's a hitch. I need a partner in the spree to pull it off. Pretty sure you're supposed to arrest the spree, not work with them. Exactly. I need some insulation from blowback, and if I'm gonna make this work. So how about you be my proxy? I like how he's weaving. I bet you his character model only does that when he's been drinking. Go talk to Durno and convince him this is a good deal. He shouldn't refuse. So Durno is a spree raider. All right, looking for a business partner among the spree. We're gonna be able to remove a card. Let's grab it. So we can add a card to our deck. Hopefully you guys will see in a moment what these do. There's two different decks. So if you see at the bottom here, it says negotiation card and battle card. You carry two different decks, and one is for when you're actually scrapping, and one is for when you're trying to like bluff and convince people. You have at least 4 combo, 2 power. Any attack cards you improvise deal 3 bonus damage. I think I'm gonna take this, and we'll try and build something that's combo based. I don't remember enough about SAL's deck to know for sure here. I might be in trouble early. We'll see how it goes. All right, so we're basically done here, and now we gotta go track that guy down. So he is down here at the gutted yote. No side quest stuff to be worried about. We did get a random event though. Traipsing through the roadside brush, you find 2 dead bodies slumped against a partially dug grave. One of them still clutches what looks to be a valuable coil gun. So we can take the gun or finish the burial, which would upgrade our max resolve. How good's the gun? Gain +2 bonus damage for every card played this turn. Expend and replenish. Yeah, we're gonna take that. Look, we ain't got time to feel worried about the dead. We got our own business to attend to. I agree, Jukebox. I love Monkey Ball. I was pumped that they announced it. Did anyone else have anything cool they saw at E3 that they're hype about? There were so many fun announcements. You're forced to break some of the corpse's fingers to pry the weapon from its grasp. You finish the botched burial afterwards, but can't help feel a little insincere. I don't know about that. We still buried him. We have the Aerostat coil gun for our troubles. Love it. All right, so here's our dude. I think we're gonna not worry about buying drinks and stuff for the first day here. Good bandits are hard to come by. Fortunately, there's Durno. Chinwagging with a bandit is a risky endeavor, you know? So we can share a drink with him first. Which will make him our buddy, which would make the negotiation easier. Mario Golf, and obviously, yeah, Elden Ring for sure. Mario Golf I'm really excited for because they said it's going to have like an RPG career mode, which is something they haven't done in a while, and I love that in sports games. All right, we're going to negotiate straight off. I've been sent to recruit you for an enticing venture. It's secretive, but profitable. Don't be cute, Hunter. What's the job? All right, I'll give it to you straight. So this is where the actual fighting comes into play. This is going to be a negotiation fight. So this is a little bit different than what you guys will see once I get into an actual fight. We have two different types of cards, the green and the red. Green is like a diplomacy and red is hostility, which are kind of, you know, obviously two different ways to win over an argument. And then he's going to have his own stuff playing back against us. This is going to seem kind of crazy in a second. Don't worry, as we go, you'll understand. He has a short fuse. Whenever you shuffle your deck, he gains impatience. All right, I'm gonna play a deflection, which is kind of like armor, because he's got 4 damage coming in from his kind of pocketed items. And then we'll talk diplomatically. We'll do some fast talk here. Let me tell you something. You just listen here. Exactly, Mario Superstar Golf, and they did it with tennis too. The old Game Boy Color tennis game is one of my wife's like all-time favorite Game Boy games. We'll do another deflection just to stave off whatever damage he has on his way. And then let's do this. Give me... two influence, so this makes it so my diplomacy cards automatically do max damage. Advanced Tour, that's what it was, you're right. So Venom, unfortunately Square already said that Final Fantasy Pixel remaster is going to be a la carte. They're all going to be separate. I was hoping they'd be bundled too, because at this point, like honestly, how many times can you make me rebuy the same set of games? But you know, it's Square, so as many times as they want. 2 composure, 3 composure. Yeah, we'll give him vulnerability. And then I don't have a diplomacy card, sadly, so we'll hit him with a threaten. Yeah, it does. It has a lot of similarity with Slay the Spire, Schneider, except for obviously the added complexity of maintaining 2 decks is pretty crazy. And unlike Slay the Spire, there's more like manipulating the story in your favor, which isn't to say that Slay the Spire doesn't give you opportunities to kind of bend the luck the way you want it. You can certainly, as you play and get really good at Slay the Spire, learn to really figure out how that game works. But this one's just got a little bit more of like making the smart choice or the safe choice. You'll see. 20-plus-year-old games getting redone at $20 each and not bundling it. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with either of you that that's crazy, but they love that. But remember, these are the guys that remade Chrono Trigger for the phone and charged $20 for it. A $20 phone game port of a Super Nintendo game. They don't care. They just want money. All right, so we can pick a new card, draw 3, lose an influence. Interesting. So we play this and then we also get to improvise a 0 cost card. I will definitely take that. Remake I can justify. Yeah, if it was a full-blown remake Venom, that I would agree with. But especially, like, remember, these are remasters. Many of the games have already been remastered for PC, and they're claiming these are pixel perfect remasters. So they're not even like updated as far as we know. Like, as far as I know, these are just like one-to-one ports of the original game. So they've got some time to explain more thoroughly, but I agree. Right now, I don't know that I can justify buying them all. So you can see why the officer wants to keep it quiet. Sounds like Feldspar has more to lose than I do if this goes south. You go tell Feldspar that I want to meet. Discreetly, of course. If he doesn't like that, well, too bad. He can find another stooge. He won't like it, but I'll pass it on. How much better can the Final Fantasy I graphics get? Well, I don't know. They also showed that Final Fantasy I Origin action combat game from Platinum. So the graphics look pretty good as long as you need to kill chaos. Yeah, but like the Dark Souls 1 remaster, I think was less about graphic remastering and more about just like code and optimization remastering. Because I really think that the thing with the Dark Souls 1 remaster was they had a chance to go back and clean up what was otherwise like very rushed. I wish they had used that opportunity to flesh out the final third of the game. Like, can you imagine if the Dark Souls 1 remaster let them expand upon and finish Lost Izalith? That would have been amazing. Remaster the Poison Swamps, or at least make it so that like Blighttown and Poison Swamp don't crash your FPS to single digits. You know what I mean? Like, basically that's what Dark Souls 1 was. Here's one extra bonfire and now your computer doesn't explode when you step onto the swinging bridges in Blighttown. All right. We've done it, Feldspar. So the good news is that Durno is very interested. He just wants a meeting to make it official. What? I hired you so I wouldn't have to meet him. But it is what it is, I guess. So let's go. Your job is to be my proxy, so I'll keep you proximate. I knew you would say that. You want to get paid, don't you? Then let's go. All right, so Feldspar's in our party for the time being. That's nice. Certainly not upset about that. Let's go meet Durno. Yeah, the gating connections with summons is pretty rough. And it did kind of create that weird stratified PvP. You enter the meeting site. Feldspar looks around nervously, jumping at every shadow. So this is the place, huh? Where's Durno? Durno shows up alone. Oh, Feldspar, you're still drunk, you idiot. All right, well, he's drunk too, so I guess that's okay. All right, I'm here. So if you're on the level, let's talk. Well, the two discuss their common ground and unconvincingly promise to never stab each other in the back. You wait for things to get interesting, but they remain oblivious to your boredom. All right, you convinced me. Let's get rich. As if summoned by the word, the bushes part, revealing a surly-looking bandit. This is T, a different spree thug. Knew you were up to something, Durno. Never dreamed you'd be working for the Admiralty, though. Of course, that means you'll be dying with him, too. What an idiot. You're gonna come into a 3-on-1 battle? What a dummy. All right. So now we've got battle. So again, this uses a different deck. And we are gonna have teammates for this, so I don't really know what she's planning on doing about this. She's got 5 power, 2 defense. All right, let's get at it. We don't have any combo right now, so that's fine. Why don't you give me 2 bleed? This is gonna give me some combo, so let's take that. Appreciate you. Stab. A stab. Really? All you guys did was defend? You guys just hung me out to dry out here? Now they're attacking. Okay. So you don't get to control your party members. They'll attack automatically, but you do get to see what they're doing. So I know that Durnal will attack for 5 and Feldspar is attacking for 4. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh wait, I'm supposed to use it at the end. Chris, you fool. I'm still learning how to use her new cards. 1 impair, 2 wounds. Let's gain 2 more combo. All right, so now we're at 4 combo. They're accumulated until they're spent on a finisher. You lose half whenever you take damage. So we're actually gonna pull up some defense in case she decides she's attacking us. I think she's attacking him though. Yeah. All right, this time she's teeing off on me. So we gotta start closing the show here. All right, she's gonna panic. I love it. I think she's just gonna die. Nope. All right, so this is one of the cool things, Schneider, that really sets it apart from Slay the Spire. T could still be part of the story later in this run because of the way that the like relationship mechanics work. So we get to choose to either accept the surrender or to execute, and then it'll lead to different like ripples through the relationship trees, but also different rewards for this fight. I do not like being jumped. I was just here as like a go-between, and you came and you insulted me and you attempted to inflict harm on me. Sorry, T. Dunzo. But now that we've killed T, word's gonna get back to T's best friend, who now hates us. So Hiku hates us forever. All right, we get a sharpened battle dagger, some money. Got a resolve back, and then we get to pick a new battle card. Spare blades, if this is discarded, let's see, 3 defense, increased by 2 for the rest of the battle whenever it's improvised. Interesting. I don't know that I love any of these, if I'm honest. What does Flashblade do? It's a piercing 0 cost 3 to 4. Decline. Durno and Feldspar look at each other across the battlefield, breathing heavily. So I guess we're in this together now. I already regret it. Thanks for the protection, Sal. We'll take it from here. 60 shills for our trouble. I appreciate it. And now we get to remove a card. So I think we're gonna go with a diplomatic negotiation deck. So let's maybe pull out a hostility based card. All right, so now we've got some limited time stuff. So if we don't go take advantage of this, it's going to disappear by the time we take another job. Let's see. That's a challenging quest. Ooh, a graft. Remains of a recent skirmish. This would probably be worth it. I don't really need the healing spring, so that we can ignore. Let's see if we can find anything among the dead. We're just going to outfit ourselves with corpses, apparently. You come across the signs of a recent battle. If there were any winners, they weren't the type to loot the battlefield. The bodies are still fresh. Best to grab something and run before any beasts are drawn to the bloodshed. So combat gauze is a single use. No, I'm sorry. It is a 3-time use to remove a random debuff. Combat drone is a single use, or 6 max resolve graft. I mean, the other 2 are seemingly nonsensical. So we're going to take the Mylan buffer graft. So those are like passive bonuses. You only get so many of them. You get 3 for negotiation and 3 for battle. This essentially just gave us 6 extra negotiation battle points. You wrestle with the loot lodged in the mud, even as a mournful howl cuts through the air. It isn't long before you're joined by the pack. Ooh, a wild fleed. 2 of them, okay. Chitinous +5. They gain 5 defense at the end of their turn. Whenever all defense is broken, remove 1 tightness. Okay, so this is like stacking plate from Slay the Spire. 7 damage from you a-holes. Get wrecked. Bleed seems like it would be worthwhile here. Get some bleed on you. They don't have a ton of health. Let's focus 1 down. There we go. Two wound, 50% chance to destroy. That's fine. And then we don't have enough combo to use that combo based card. He's gonna surrender. So let's get a defense in. And then this guy's gonna do 9 damage. Oh, I love that. Ooh, 2 wound isn't lovely. I hate that. Improvised card. I'll take the bleed. Shit, I was gonna say we should be able to absolutely smoke the defense this time around. Ooh, weakened, huh? Let's not use that because it has a chance to be broken here. This is gonna get him to escape anyway. So we've survived. We got our graft and didn't die. Discard this card to increase the damage by 4 until played and return it to your hand. That's interesting, but we don't have a good discard mechanic yet. Deal bonus damage equal to twice the cost of your hand. Ooh, interesting. Spend 2 combo and this card will cost 0. That's the one we want. We're gonna take Stomp because this is gonna give us a way to use some of that combo we're accumulating as we fight. The bodies are growing ripe and more scavengers are sure to be on their way. Best to cut while you're ahead. I agree. I don't have to deal with any more. We still have the 2 jobs that Fush set up. Or maybe it's just 1. I think this is a separate quest. This is not the same one. I think I want to do this one though, because another graft this early would be very slick. And we're still fairly high on the resource charts. Paw needs your help returning Lullaby to the Hessian flock, one way or the other. Let's go check that out. Krog approaches you wearing a smile like a grease stain. He's Jake's dockhand. Bet you love a good thrill. Fancy a wager? A wager? What kind? Just a game of chance, friend. I'll flip this shill and you call it in the air. Double your money if the fates are on your side. How much we got? 150? You can bet 50 shills on it. Why not? I wouldn't be here if the fates weren't usually on my side. Excellent. That's the kind of overconfidence I like to hear. With a wink, Krog tosses the coin high in the air. Call it. Snails never fails, thank you. Snails. Krog catches the coin with a flourish. He shows it to you. Sorry, pal. Looks like I won. What? Krog looks disappointedly down at the coin. Sure enough, you called it. What the? I mean, what do you know? You are lucky. Of course, you could take your winnings now, or you could double your haul. Double or nothing. What do you say? Chance favors the bold, you know. Do we bet again and bet heads? Because it sounded like he was really confused why it came up snails. No, I think we're just going to take the money and run. Eat it, Krog. Nah, I don't want to push my luck. Take your money before I tear up saying goodbye. Why, thank you. Thanks for the clean, honest fun. Easy for you to say, of course. Krog leaves, staring ruefully at his coin. Peace, Krog. You dummy. Hash doesn't expect much from its followers, but Paw clearly strives to exceed expectations. A cult of Hesh zealot. Always take your wins. Exactly, right? Like, the 50 was already fairly bold on day one, so why not take my money and run? Day to you. Let's talk about what's up. I hear you're looking for some muscle. Tell me, do you walk in the shallows? I walk where I walk. Listen, if this is gonna turn into a sermon, I suppose you'll say that's not what I'm paying you for. You haven't paid me anything yet. If you've got the shills, I'll do what you need done. Just don't expect me to believe in it. Perhaps that's all one can expect in these trying times. Lullaby has been telling lies about Hesh, and people are listening. I need your help talking some sense into her. So Lullaby is another cult of Hesh priest. Ah, they have the actual info on Hesh, the cult's god of the abyss, believed to live deep under the ocean. All right, so you just need me to go and get them to knock it off? We can do that. Spend 1 influence to deal an additional 3 damage. We just got a stomp. I think we're gonna take intrigue. Fine, I'll do it. For the money. Good. I know where Lullaby is holding court. I'll take you there, and you back me up while I talk some sense into her. We're just gonna talk? If we can. If that fails, well, I assume you're armed? I thought priests could only die by drowning. If Lullaby can't be turned, then she is drowned already. Metaphorically speaking, of course. All right, look, we just want to talk to you about what you've been saying to your flock here, Lullaby. You find Lullaby addressing a crowd of onlookers. The cult would have you believe Hesh is a loveless being, a creature of will and power alone. But does Hesh not make its presence felt in all our lives? And is that not in itself an act of love? The noise from the crowd suggests Lullaby has given them something to think about. Paul pulls you aside. These are not Hesh's teachings. You must stop her at once. Ask why they don't lead the way, or go talk to Lullaby. Why don't you do it? No, we're gonna do it. I just want to get paid and get out of here. You make your way to the front of the crowd. Yes, I can see from your face that you have questions. So we can do a debate. Oof, but you got a bunch of buddies, huh? Or we can just go toe to toe and sucker punch them. This would be worse for our reputation because we're picking a fight without being provoked. That's why it says you are the aggressor at the top. That social structure in the relationship web would react. I think we're going to try for the negotiation. Negotiation battles with allies are different than the combat ones. The 3 people on Lullaby's side won't be active participants. They will offer buffs. So let's get it. If Hesh is loving, what's up with the Derricks? Ooh. The Derricks, child? Lumen is a gift. It brings light into the shadows. Right, but the folks who plummet don't exactly get a say, do they? I was sold to the Derricks when I was a kid. Hesh will support the rightful endeavor. Don't listen to her. Don't believe what she says. This one's not trustworthy, Lullaby. So our friend is giving us 2 resolve and 2 composure to a friendly argument at the start of all of our turns. And then you're getting what? Increases Lullaby's damage by 1. All of them are doing that. Okay. So we might get rid of those first, if I'm honest. Because I don't want to have to deal with that. Let's see if we can improvise a diplomacy card. Bait, apply 3 composure. Yeah, so let's do a bait just to get something out there. And then Give me inspiration. Question is, do I just go ham on them? I think so. The diplomacy decks in the negotiation battles basically exist entirely around whether or not you can keep influence up. We did not get very good draws. So the bait is gonna just die 2 to 3. I'm gonna have to play some of these composures anyway. What are you doing? Targets all opponent arguments each turn for 2 or 3 damage. Jesus Christ. I want that out of here. I hate having to like skip a turn of dishing out damage, but spend 1 influence to do an additional 3. Give me another. I think we're just gonna go hard. All right, bait's gone, but now our other cards are exposed. So this is where it's gonna get a little bit curious. We're gonna lose influence, which, if I'm honest, we can't really deal with. Creative when trying to improvise a card type you do not have. That's kind of funny, actually. I like that. What is this? Okay. We're just gonna dive here. We're gonna take 11 damage this turn. Let me block so that our influence doesn't disappear, and then next turn we're probably gonna be able to just go all damage as long as we get the right cards. Yeah, okay. 3. And then this is gonna give me exactly what we need, and we're done. Beautiful. You weren't that hard to convince, Lullaby. Plead, lose 1 influence. I don't like those. Again, we don't really have 0 cost cards to make swift rebuttal super worth it. What does this turn into? Oh, I can just take away the... Okay. We're gonna take the plead just because this gives me a 0 cost card that we could pull with that other card. Hash doesn't task us with anything we're not strong enough to handle, of course. Tell that to the old timers who are gonna die out there before they work off their debts. The soft mumbling of the crowd has turned into something more like indigestion. The preacher has lost her hold on the audience, and they begin to disperse. Come with me, Lullaby. We have a lot to talk about. Pa, I told you not to follow me. This is the path Hash has set for me. If you think Hash wants you hanged for heresy, well, who am I to deny your fate? We'll see what Hash truly intends for me. Surprisingly, the priest lashes out. Guess it's a fight or nothing. All right, so now we're gonna fight, but it's self-defense, and we get to bring our teammate. So I'm glad we did it in this order. You are not a pushover though for a priest, huh? So you've got to heal. You can panic. All right, let's get at it. You're gonna hit me with 6 damage right off the bat, huh? Kind of a scummy move, if I'm honest. All right, wound did hit. All right, get some combo into the mix, and then this lets me spend that 2 combo immediately for a bigger attack. And more combo. Damn, not a bad little opener. Just a status effect. Okay. We have one combo, so I guess we're just gonna go attack-wise. Juliefish is here. I love how you, like, I know when you switched over to something other than your phone because you're finally able to use your hello. Yeah, we're done here, right? You're gonna cry about it now? Please, no more. Yeah, we're gonna let you off the hook. This was not the same as before when I was attacked. All right, so we'll get our 2 resolve back for winning the fight. Battle card. Spend up to 2 combo, apply 1 wound per combo spent. That's not bad. Discard 2 cards attack a random enemy. If this card was improvised, double its damage. This is a big hitter anyway, so I think backstab's the win here. And then the other big thing that's different about this versus other card battlers, instead of like an upgrade being something that you get as like a random thing on the map, it's based on using them in battle. So our elbow strike here, we've used 4 times during battles, and as a result, now they are good to go. Stump Chris Extermination. Can I ask what system it's on? Have you on the side monitor while gaming with my friend? Love it. Thank you so much for the support. Extermination. Sounds like a PS2 game. Let's see. Elbow strike. What are we going to do? So we can either turn it into something we're going to destroy, or we can turn it into something that lets us discard a card. We're going to make it something we can discard a card. So I think I can picture the box. I think it's like a mostly black cover, and extermination is in white lettering, I want to say. Can you describe the case for me, Schneider? Is there any more detail on it other than that? Well done, Grifter. I'm glad you were able to discredit her before the bloodshed. I'll take Lullaby back to the cult. She will have a great deal of recanting to do. May you walk in the shadows, Grifter. Even if you prefer your flotsam life. You get paid 65 shills. But the big thing is we get our graft. Red bandana will make allies more powerful when they join us. Start battle with 3 combos, pretty nasty. All attacks gain +1 to minimum damage up to their maximum damage. Oh, hells yes. Opposite way, it's a white cover with extermination written across. So I think extermination is an action combat game, I want to say, with like an Arctic setting. Not like Lost Planet was on the 360, but I think it's like an Arctic research facility has gone awry. And it might be a slower paced action game. I want to say it's like not quite survival horror-y, but kind of tapping into the thing. Let me see if I'm right. Survival horror video game for the PlayStation 2. Oh, but does it take place in the Arctic? I think it does. Pretty close. Survival horror. It's considered the first survival horror release on the PS2. Extermination takes place on December 24th, 2005 at a top secret American research facility in Antarctica. Boom. And I don't think there's anything on that cover. All right, we took bottom edge because getting that bonus to all minimum damage becomes a big deal. Thank you for playing Stump Chris, by the way, Schneider. I appreciate that, my friend.